Okay. So I have my friend Nadine here, who is a certified professional coach for 7 years, but she specializes in relationships. And we're going to be doing a whole series on relationships together, talking about different subjects. We have a whole lot written down for you. So today is going to be the first of many videos to come, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's get started on today's subject, which we're just going to like spitball with you guys and have a unfiltered conversation about stuff. So today, tell us what we're going to talk about.
A topic I'm so passionate about. So we decided to talk about having the type of mindset regarding relationships and regarding men that we need in order to have that, to attract that relationship that we want, that we dream of, and to build it.
Yeah. Amazing.
And the reason we started talking about that and we decided to speak on it is because I think I shared with you a few posts on social media, on Instagram, where I was like, I was reading and I was just so discouraged.
We're like, oh my God, what's being posted?
The messaging, there's so much toxic messaging out there regarding relationships and not just from, women here and there, like some really popular accounts too. The mindset that we have regarding relationships, regarding men sometimes is really, it hurts us. It's really hurtful to building that relationship that we actually want, that we actually, that we dream of.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Can you give me like some examples of some of this messaging? Like what are things that people are doing and saying and then, probably wanting a really good relationship? Like what is this mixed?
Well, what I'm seeing a lot is in the messaging, in the way people communicate their stuff, like there's a lot of, like it's very accusatory, right? And it's so easy to blame things on men when it comes to relationships, because the truth is, like, women are just a lot more open about relationships because of our conditioning,
right.
How we're raised, how we're, taught, how we're educated. Usually women are the ones who will talk openly about relationships. Like most men, like still in 2021, most men aren't comfortable talking, like sharing their feelings and being so vulnerable and blah, blah. And that kind of puts that idea out there that women are the authority on relationships, that like what we want and what we think is how things should be, like how things should be going. However, like you're 50% of a partnership. If that's what you're aiming for, like you're supposed to be 50% of that partnership. Exactly. Your partner is the other 50%, so he should be considered as much as you are, right?
And are you seeing like messaging out there that is more women are running shit or
God, yes. Oh my God, yes. There's really this notion out there that the perception that women have, like what women think a relationship should be like, is what it's supposed to be like. And if men don't comply, they're wrong. They're a-holes, they're this and they're that. And so I'm seeing a lot of that messaging on social media and like really accusatory messaging regarding men.
Okay. So you have some examples for me?
Yeah, I have a ton of examples, and I see so many things online that I'm like, oh my God, you're ruining relationships for so many women out there. Like this thing, like, until a man heals himself, he'll be toxic to every woman who tries to love him. Yeah, but so, that's true for every woman also.
Yeah,
but it's always,
about them.
It's always about men. And it makes sense because, women look for that online. Like women, when they see that, they're like, oh my God, yes, I can relate.
Yes,
and then,
go girl, all of this stuff.
Exactly. And then they feel kind of comforted and they feel reassured in their all men are, all men are this, all men are that, right?
Yeah.
And there are just so many examples. And one thing that I'm seeing a lot online is how the right men, or a real man, whatever that is.
Yeah.
A real man will know. They will know what you want.
Yeah.
They will know what you need.
Oh my God.
Can we stop with that?
Like, then that means you found someone psychic then. Like,
Exactly.
So,
You're dating a psychic. Good for you.
congratulations. 'Cause,
Congratulations.
yeah, there's so much. I agree. I've seen so many posts like this, and I'm so glad we're talking about this because these women are like ramping each other up and they're like, yeah, whatever.
like,
but they're the
girl.
ones that are in no relationship, either not working on themselves and just wanting the guy to work on themselves or just hating men.
Absolutely.
And where is that getting you?
Absolutely. And again, that comes from the notion that women are the authority on relationships and men should comply.
Yeah.
However, that's why relationships fail.
Yeah.
Because men don't feel like they can be themselves and
Yeah.
they don't feel like
They can attain whatever their person is telling them they have to do, and then it just dissolves.
absolutely, because it should be, well, it's not always 50-50, obviously, but like your partner should be considered like as much as you are in
Yeah.
the relationship, like
Yeah.
his wants, his needs, his
Yeah.
like everything.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense that one person would dictate how the relationship should be going.
Yeah.
That's not a partnership.
No.
That's a dictatorship.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Oh my gosh. And like for these women, let's say somebody's watching this, a woman's watching this right now, and she's like, ooh, like I kind of feel like I maybe one of these women, or I follow accounts that post stuff like this because it makes me feel connected or like validated or true, whatever. What's like your advice to women who are either thinking this or doing this? Like what do they need to start thinking about?
Well, so if your relationship, or you know, even if just your past relationships, even if you're not in a relationship, you're looking for one, but if love hasn't been working in your favor, you know, you haven't managed to build a relationship that you truly want, you need to change certain patterns of yours.
Okay.
Right? And in order to build new patterns, we need new knowledge. Because literally we're trying to build new neural networks.
Yeah.
And so for that, our brain needs information. So you need to shift, like in regards to the content that you're consuming,
Yes.
you need to shift. Like you need to literally cleanse your social media. You need to do a whole cleanse, and you need to follow accounts. You need to consume content that aligns with what the outcome that you're after.
And let's talk about that. What do most people want?
I mean, it's different for every single person.
Yeah.
Obviously you got to figure out what you want. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, like, you know, my ideal relationship can look very different from your ideal relationship. But at the end of the day, as human beings, we want deep, meaningful, thriving relationships, like deep, meaningful connection.
Yes.
That's what we want. We want to be heard. We want to be understood.
Yeah.
In order to do that, we need to adopt certain behaviors that are just not natural to us, really, because as men and women, that's like the premise of this whole thing, of everything that I do. We're conditioned to not understand each other.
Right.
That's literally what it is, and that is why the divorce rate is so freaking high.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, the unhappiness rate in the couples, like the percentage that does remain, is like almost at 80%.
I know.
That's pretty wild when you think about
Yeah.
it. Like less than, around 20% of couples are happy. It's pretty crazy when you think about it.
So crazy.
And that's really like when you start deconstructing everything and analyzing and breaking everything down, it's really because we don't understand each other. We don't communicate the same way, and we don't understand how the other person thinks, feels, communicates.
Yeah.
We just
The way
don't
they're
understand each
wired.
other.
Yeah.
The way we're wired, because we're conditioned differently.
Yeah. Just changing what you're absorbing as information and having that align with what you're trying to achieve is what you need to be doing.
If something is not working, then you need to change the way you go about it. You need to go from reacting to responding. That's a whole other topic that we're going to tackle.
Yeah.
But you need to change the way you're reacting, responding to things. That's basically what it is. And in order to do that, you need new information.
Mm-hmm. Shoot me with another one.
Okay, this one here drives me insane, and I see it everywhere. Wife sounds better than girlfriend, but single sounds better than stupid.
Oh my God. please break that down. Break it down.
So there's this whole thing. Okay, so we have to be very conscious, like aware of this. Most accounts on social media aim to just have the biggest following possible.
Right.
So their aim, their like ultimate objective is not to share valuable information and educate people, and like the intention is really to just grow the audience. So
Right.
obviously you're gonna want to post things that will hook your audience and like your potential audience. And so this is something that I see all the time on those accounts that have like 25 to like the age where usually like you want to get married and stuff.
Yeah.
That demographic. There's this whole thing on social media where it's like, the ultimate goal in life is to become a wife.
Yeah.
Like that's the ultimate goal.
For women, people put out there for women is that.
Absolutely. Right? And so there's this whole thing where, if your boyfriend doesn't propose to you in the first year, in the first 2 years, then,
something's wrong, and like
he's an ass. He's probably cheating on you.
Yeah.
This is that.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you. I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. 90% of my clientele is comprised of women who the root cause of like the issues in their relationship stems from getting engaged and getting married and having kids and way too early.
Yeah.
Like way too quickly.
I could so see that being in it, like one of your biggest.
It's wild. That's like 90% of my clientele are women who have a career, but also have like one toddler, maybe a baby, a toddler, two toddlers, whatever, they have young kids. And then they wake up one day, like they've been with their partner for like, 5 years. They wake up one day and they're like, I don't know you anymore.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
And that's because, they met a few months later, they got engaged, and then they got married, they had a kid.
Yeah.
Like one after the other, like very quickly.
Yeah.
And this is, this is what this post kind of, the audience that they target with that post, because so many women will see that, because so many women have this desperate need to get married. It's really like a goal to them, right? It's like the second they get like that ring, all my issues
they've made it. Yeah.
Exactly. And all my issues will be solved. And it's so sad when you think about it, like where it comes from. It's really like societal norms and like everything that we push down women's throats. And it's really sad when you think about it, because then it's like, okay, but what is your relationship?
Yeah.
Like
if that's like the only thing that you're really striving for, like, first of all, what after that? What happens next?
Exactly. All of that to say that this is the demographic that this post targets, because so many women are going to see that and they're just like out of a relationship and they're going to be like, oh my god, yes, so true. And it's going to validate their need. It's going to validate their need, but also it's going to validate their mindset that put them in that situation, that actually brought them in the situation that they're in, where they're not happy. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Wow.
One of the first things that I do with most of my clients is a social media cleanse.
Wow.
Not in the sense of like go off social media, but cleanse your feed, cleanse who you follow, because the information that you consume is what builds your mindset, what builds and what kind of dictates your actions and the decisions that you're going to make.
Your attitude, your morale, everything.
Absolutely. And so if something isn't going right and something hasn't been for a while, either you're in a relationship that you're just not happy in, or you're single and you've had a bunch of toxic relationships, there's something there that's not working.
Yeah.
And so, and oftentimes it's always about the mindset. It's always about the mindset and the preconceived notions that women have around men and around relationships.
Yeah. So thank you so much for doing this first video of this
pleasure.
series. I'm so excited for this series. It's going to be so much fun. So don't forget to hit that like button if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you get notified every time I post new content, and you're not going to want to miss this content with Nadine. This is Nadine's handle. If you want to check her out, I highly recommend following her for some great conscious relationship advice. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.